Welcome into this special Overreaction Monday edition of the Kansas City Chiefs Report. Tyler Jones here with you. Thanks for joining us as we react for the final time to the Chiefs win over the San Francisco 49ers yesterday, 28-18. And now the Kansas City Chiefs are the only remaining unbeaten team left in the National Football League. We will scour the internet to see what people had to say about the Chiefs' performance, share our thoughts and more coming up in just a matter of moments. Before we go any further in today's show, though, folks, with it being Victory Monday, no better way to celebrate Victory Monday than by getting in that comment section and spamming W. I want to see at least 300 W's in the chat to show some love for your Kansas City Chiefs, keeping the momentum moving. Things are going swimmingly for this Kansas City Chiefs team. Show some love for the Chiefs. Get those W's in there, and we'll get started with today's show. Let's begin with overreaction number one. Next man up, the Chiefs are okay. And I got to tell you, we've been talking throughout the last few weeks about the way these injuries have piled up for this Kansas City Chiefs team. When you mention where they're at with losing Rashee Rice, Hollywood Brown, Isaiah Pacheco, the list goes on and on. You guys already know. I don't have to say a whole lot there. But then you take it a step further and you say to yourself, are the injuries eventually going to catch up to this team? Is there a point of no return where you just can't get over it? And I think what we've seen now is that as long as the Chiefs are doing two things, and those two things are running the football effectively and playing great defense, then they have championship DNA. That is a recipe for success. That is championship caliber football as long as they do those two things. So while the receiver position may be a revolving door for this Kansas City Chiefs team, and you got guys in and out and inconsistency issues. I mean, Juju even went down yesterday, right? After the great game he had against the New Orleans Saints. So with all that said, if they continue to have injuries and guys come in and out, as long as they can run the football and play great defense, then they're going to be okay. And I think we saw that as a great example yesterday of some of the guys that stepped up and some of the guys that didn't perform as well that were different than maybe some of the other games, but the consistent remained the same, that they ran the football well and played great defense. If they continue to do those things, this Chiefs team is going to be just fine. And no matter what, doing those two things with Andy Reid and Patrick Mahomes there, it hasn't changed. This is still the team to beat in the National Football League. They're 6-0. They're the only remaining undefeated team. I think that still remains the constant with this Chiefs team right now. Let's ask you, are the Chiefs the team to beat in the National Football League? Have you seen enough from this Chiefs team, comparing them to everybody else? Do you agree with me that that has not changed, that the Chiefs are the team to beat? Weigh in, let me know. Type Y for yes, in for no if you believe the Chiefs are the team to beat or not. Folks, want to make sure that not only you're subscribed to the Kansas City Chiefs Report, but you're subbing for dubs. That's what we do around here on the Chiefs Report. When we get a big-time victory, there is, I think, a great deal of pride that comes involved in subscribing to this channel, to be a part of this journey of Chiefs football all season long, as we're going to bring you our daily news and rumors. We're live for most game days. We're doing our live shows on Tuesdays. We'll be here tomorrow afternoon for that. We're going to continue to bring you our breaking news, our news and rumors, Q&A mailbags. It's all right here on the Chiefs Report. If you are a diehard Chiefs fan, if you want to be a part of this journey with this team as we follow this group all the way through the Super Bowl, you need to hop on board and subscribe now to the Chiefs Report for daily Chiefs coverage you won't find anywhere else. Subscribe now for free. All right, let's talk Noah Gray now. And I got to tell you, the overreaction that's been thrown out there by some is that Noah Gray is legit, that he is the guy. And I don't think, actually, that's an overreaction. As I said in our watch party yesterday, the 50 shades of Noah Gray were on full display. And although Travis Kelce did not play a great game yesterday, Kelce was held to 4 catches for 17 yards off of 5 targets. Noah Gray stepped up. Noah Gray ended up leading the Chiefs in receiving with 4 catches for 66 yards off of 4 targets. Everything that came his way, he brought in. Averaged about 16.5 yards per reception as well. And as Travis gets older, as he slows down eventually, and I still think Travis is playing at a high level. I still think he's the best tight end in football. But even with that said, I think the way you have to look at it is this when it comes to this tight end position. If the Chiefs have Noah Gray step up, Jared Wiley, Travis Kelce, as long as one of those guys or multiple of those guys are playing a high level, that's what matters. If Noah Gray can do what he did yesterday and keep that going throughout the season, then I'm not so concerned about Travis Kelce. Then I feel better about this tight end position. I just need one of them to do their job. Yesterday was Noah Gray's day, and I hope we see more of it. I think it would be great for this Chiefs offense if they can find ways to use more 12 personnel to get Noah Gray and Travis Kelce both involved. I think that's huge for this team to have multiple options here. So for me, I think Noah Gray's legit. I like what I saw from him. Hopefully that continues, and the Chiefs maximize what they get at this tight end spot, especially with the question marks at the wide receiver position. Do you believe in Noah Gray? Do you like what you saw from Noah Gray yesterday? If you do, type B for believe. If not, type D for don't. Weigh in the comments section. Let us know what you think. Before we go any further in today's show, let me tell you about today's sponsor. That is PrizePicks. PrizePicks is the place to go for daily fantasy made easy. Here's how it works. You choose 2 or more players in any given category. Get the choice of more or less, whether you're talking fantasy points in football, rebounds in basketball, goals in hockey, all sorts of different categories to choose from. And I got to tell you, your boy's doing pretty dang good on PrizePicks as of late. I'm on a bit of a heater right now. I went with Kareem Hunt yesterday on the Moore. That hit. I also went with DK Metcalf in the Seahawks game to have the Moore, and that hit as well. So I put $20 down, and that turned into $60 on PrizePicks. And guess what, folks? You can play along with me as well at prizepicks.com/CLNS with the promo code CLNS. And here's what PrizePicks is offering at the moment, folks. When you spend $5, you get $50 to use for free. You don't even have to win to get the money on PrizePicks. It's a great deal they're offering. So what are you waiting for? Play along with us. prizepicks.com/CLNS, promo code CLNS. The link is in the comments and the description of today's video. PrizePicks, proud partner of the Chiefs Report. Glad to have them on board here on today's show. All right, let's shift gears now, talk about Patrick Mahomes. And, you know, Patrick Mahomes, he's turned the football over a lot. That's no secret. Patrick Mahomes is not playing his best football right now. That's a fact. But the idea that Patrick Mahomes is holding this team back, as some people are putting it, I think is a bridge too far. Because look what you're giving him to work with, right? Look at that receiving room. And it kind of reminds me of when Patrick Mahomes was at Texas Tech. And people were pointing to when Patrick Mahomes was at Texas Tech, wow, this guy turns the football over a lot. Well, kind of had to. That defense wasn't doing him any favors. Didn't have a great receiving core to work with the Red Raiders. And he made the most out of nothing. Now, obviously, this situation isn't nearly as bad as what it was that he dealt with at Texas Tech. But the guy is trying to maximize with what he has to work with. And at the end of the day, the Chiefs are 6-0. Mahomes is making plays in big-time moments and getting the job done. And so while it might not be pretty, while Mahomes is not an MVP contender right now, he's doing what he has to work with. He is not holding this team back. They're winning because of Patrick Mahomes, not in spite of Patrick Mahomes. I don't want to hear any more of this Mahomes slander out there, as he's making the most of the situation that he has, and they're still winning games. They're still undefeated. If they are losing games and Mahomes isn't playing well, that's one thing. But they're not losing games. They're getting the job done, and Mahomes is making big plays in key moments. His stat line yesterday, 16 to 27, had the 2 picks, also was very effective on the ground. You talk about trying to adapt your offense here. Think about this. Patrick Mahomes yesterday has the longest rush of his career, 33 yards. Ran for 39 yards on the ground, had a touchdown run where he just trucked the defender. I mean, like, calm down a bit, folks, when it comes to Patrick Mahomes. Mahomes is fine. You know, I don't care if he's not the MVP this season. The Chiefs have bigger goals than that. I want to win in February. I don't care about postseason awards and all that. Patrick Mahomes will have plenty of accolades by the end of his career. It's going to be okay if Patrick Mahomes isn't the MVP. If he's turning the ball over a little bit too much, sure. But think about the situation here of what he has to deal with. He has to push the envelope as much as he can, and that's what he's being forced to do, and I think he's just fine. So, folks, let's show some love and respect to Patrick Mahomes. Spam 15 in the comments section. He's still our guy. There's never a doubt in Patrick Mahomes. He's fine. The issues with this team, Patrick Mahomes ain't one. I can tell you that right now. Let's shift gears now and talk about Kareem Hunt. And I got to tell you, Kareem Hunt is him. And think about this. Kareem Hunt is shining right now, doing what is asked of him. We talked about at the top, the championship DNA of this Kansas City Chiefs football team, of what's being asked of this group right now. The 2 things that they are doing well is running the football and playing great defense. And Kareem Hunt yesterday, the 2 touchdown scores, 78 yards on the ground. This team rushed for 184 yards and 4 rushing touchdowns. Kareem Hunt is getting the job done. And Kareem Hunt, sure, he's not breaking off the 15 and 20-yard runs. His longest rush yesterday was 13 yards. But that's all I need. As long as he can continue to just eat these defenses, get 5, 6, 7 yards to carry, I will take that every time. Work the clock, be a physical team, wear out these defenses. That'll work. And when Pacheco comes back, my goodness, this run game is going to be even better. This run game is solid as is, picking up Kareem Hunt basically off the street. And now you're going to bring Pacheco back at some point. I'm very pleased. I'm very satisfied with what I've seen from Kareem Hunt in this run game right now. I think they're in great shape. Last on our Overreaction Monday list, I'll say this. Everyone was out for Skyy Moore yesterday. Seemed like the knives were out for Skyy Moore as he had yesterday. The total numbers were 1 target, no catches. And he also had a kick return that totaled 28 yards. And that's all he did yesterday. And for the folks at home that are saying, we're done with Skyy Moore, ready to cut him, better off without him, here's what I would say now. Here's a decision, I think, if you're the Kansas City Chiefs. There's a guy by the name of MVS. You may have heard of him. He's sitting out there. Would you be better off right now with MVS or Skyy Moore? I think we all know that answer. It's MVS. It's not even close. There's not anything that Skyy Moore adds. And what's so disappointing about Skyy Moore is that with this situation the Chiefs are in, with how shorthanded they are at the wide receiver position, this should have been the time for Skyy Moore to step up. And he hasn't done that. He has not answered the call in what should have been his biggest moment. So, you know, if the Chiefs decide enough's enough, we're ready to move on from Skyy Moore, we want to bring in MVS, you know, I'm going to sit here and I'm not going to be mad about it. If that's the direction you want to go, if you're done with Skyy Moore, by all means, if that's what it takes to bring in MVS potentially, you might have to do it at this point. You've given him every chance, former second-round pick. They've tried, but it doesn't seem like there's a point of return. It seems like this is all they got with him, with Skyy Moore at this point. So, with that said, that is our Overreaction Monday edition here of the Kansas City Chiefs Report. Let me ask you real quick, should the Chiefs cut Skyy Moore and bring in MVS? Let us know. Type C for cut, K for keep. Way in the comments section. Appreciate you stopping by, joining us here at the show today. As always, subscribe to the channel for continuing Chiefs coverage each and every day. We'll do our live show tomorrow. We'll see you then. I'm Tyler Jones. Thanks for joining us.